Hey, welcome everybody to tonight's race. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Sunday as we get set for the season finale Contender Series 2021 season. Well, first half, we'll have them back later on, but we are wrapping up the current season quickly. It should be a good one. We are at the virtual Legacy Texas Speedway, throwing it back, running the ARCA car in the Contender Series. Remember, this is for drivers under a 3K I rating to start the season. Right now, we are following Bradley Yo around the track, currently in the 35 car right there. Should be a good contender in tonight's race. We're currently running 6th on the leaderboard. We'll highlight some other drivers in the field for tonight. Up ahead, let's see if we can get this. Is third place in points right now. DJ Kinner currently saying 7th on the board. DJ's had a solid season so far. You know, consistent as always, able to rack up the points and currently setting 3rd in the points championship. Still within striking distance of maybe clinching the championship tonight if there's an issue with our leaders. We'll jump around, see who else we can catch on the track. Keaton Harrelson going to be a fast car to watch tonight. He's been fast all season. Had a couple bad luck incidents that have dropped him in the points, but he's been right there so far in the 29 car, currently setting only 12th on the leaderboard. So we'll be seeing how he does. A newcomer to the league coming in for the final race of the season. That's the 2 car of Chris Spickard, showing the McDonald's logos on that car. We'll have to see how he runs. Currently sets 10th on the speed charts in practice, so it'll be good. eSRL veteran, forgot name change, eSpeed Racing. Zachary Margison currently setting 9th on the board here tonight, so we'll see how that young man does today. Who else do we have out on the track? That's the 79 of Alan Wilson. Was a top contender in the points all season long, but had some issues in the last couple races that have cost him some points and currently out of the top 3. So we'll see how that shakes out. The one to look for, though, in 2nd place, that's the 86 of Jason Jackson, currently sitting 3rd on the speed charts. He's going to be a real tough one here tonight in the 86 car. A little troubles in practice, maybe pushing it too hard. We'll jump on the 6 car of Brian Traeger, newcomer to this league, coming in for the final event as well. Rocking the Mark Martin paid scheme. It'll be good. Howdy, Thomas Gra. Was Spickard running the McDonald's Batman Forever scheme? It kind of looked like it, but I didn't see the Batman logo, so we'll have to get a zoom in next time he comes around. We'll take a shot at that. This man, though, has been the fastest all season. Currently holds a 3-point lead. That is the 21 car of Steven Gibson. The man has been on a tear, and he's going to be a tough one to beat tonight. He's going to have to come from the back of the pack, starting shotgun on the field since he is the points leader. But he will be fighting for that coveted Contender Series championship, following the footsteps of drivers like Joe LaPhillip, who won the inaugural season. So it'll be very interesting with this points battle between the top 3 here tonight. There we go. We'll take a closer look at the old 2 car. That is the Batman Forever Thunderbat paint scheme. You are correct, Thomas Gross. So good eye on that. Solid choice there by Mr. Spickard. We'll ride on board as he makes his lap. Coming down the backstretch, you can see the car pushes just slightly, maybe a little bit tighter setup here tonight. Trying to get it down to that white line, but just cannot quite get it there. We'll see how Mr. Spickard does in this race tonight. as we're slated for 100 laps around Legacy, Texas to settle out this Contenders Series championship. We should be going to qualifying here momentarily. Let's take a look. About 5 minutes left in this practice session as we got a latecomer Robbie Hartpence to the session. Our driver entry list here tonight, I believe we are up to 20 cars. We got Chris Spickard in the 2, Brian Traeger in the 6, 9 car is Lawrence Shaughnessy, Ed Kane in the 10 car, Robbie Hartpence in the 11, Stephen Gibson in the 21, Billy Davison in the 22, Keaton Harrelson 29, DJ Kenner, Bradley Yo, Joe Cornette Ching, Larry Bell, Zachary Marguson, Dan Ursel, Alan Wilson III, James Ward, Jason Jackson, Steve here, and Brian Zabelski. Welcome, Bradley Yo. I don't think it's going to be about who's the fastest or can put the best hot lap in. I bet it's going to come down to who can save those tires, because it's going to be very fortunate. Yeah, should we drop Robbie Hartpence to the end for missing the driver's meeting? They'd have to drop a couple of them. Luckily, got the meeting notes up there for people to check out and read. So should be a fun race as we get set. Robbie's going to be coming in with little to no practice. I can only confirm that because he's my little brother and he spent the weekend down here with me. So it'll be hey, drivers cancel cannot convene without Emperor. And I am the Emperor, so Thomas Graw, I apologize about that. So this, I believe the fuel window for tonight will be right around 45 to 50 laps in this ARCA car, which is, I believe, built off the 09 Xfinity car. Probably one of the best cars on the sim, and combining that with the very speedy 1.5 mile track, it should be very... Oh man, hostile takeover in the chat. I have upset everybody. Well, I for one like to congratulate our new eSpeed leaders, since I am now just the lowly broadcaster. So fun stuff. Let's see who we got coming out of the pits. That is the 10 car of Ed Kane. We'll ride on board as he gets fired up. Take a lap with the guy currently number 2 on the leaderboard. Ed looking very sporty in that 10 Ed Kane CPA.com car. Let's see if we can clean up this chat. As we ride on board with the 10 car. All right. As you can see, you can really check out the banking here at this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval with the dog leg. Dives into the corner 3 and 4. Oops, sorry there. Just working on a couple things. There we go. As Ed King puts it in the wall. Nate Jurgenson, welcome to tonight's broadcast. How's it going, bud?
Are you ready for some football?
I am ready as can be. NFL draft is coming up, as you remind me, so it is almost football season.
Where are we at tonight? We're at Old Texas, huh?
We are in Old Texas. That is correct. What are your experiences or remembrances of this configuration?
Well, I didn't care. I didn't care about it at all until they changed it and made it way worse. And now I wish I had it. Now I wish we had it back. Boy, I'm jealous of these guys that get to race at Old Texas. New Texas, not quite as much fun to drive, but I think the old track puts on a really good show, and it's free. So this will be fun.
Oh, definitely. No, it should be a blast. I know you don't know what you got until it's gone, I think are the lyrics to a really crappy hair metal
Yeah, they
band.
repaved paradise.
So yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. We are going into qualifying, but we'll take a look at our practice speed charts. No surprise there. Steven Gibson on the top of the board. He's been fast all week in the series all year long, as well as in the stock car series. What do you have to say about Steven Gibson in the 21?
Well, he's really good. He's been sort of head of the class here in the Contender Series. He's gotten a win in the Stock Car Series. I think that should graduate him maybe out of here. But it's cool he gets to finish up the season, and I think he's running for a championship, right?
Yes, he is. So yeah, he is number one on the leaderboard currently. So he will be. We'll actually cut to the points real quick and kind of talk about that as we are
I'm
in
like,
the
you've got a
final.
cold, Rocky. You got a cold here?
No, I am good. So maybe it's where my mic placement is.
Okay.
That
Well, I'm
could
glad
be
you're
it.
feeling good.
Yeah. Thank you for checking in, though. I appreciate it. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm here for you though.
Awesome. Okay, so Steven Gibson currently holds a 3 point lead over Jason Jackson, setting at 165, and then you drop to third, 10 points back is DJ Kenner. Ed Kane, Keaton Harrelson, and Alan Wilson still in striking distance. As it stands now, top three in points who participated in the championship per structure will be getting payouts, but they are also going for prestige as they could get that coveted Contender Series championship trophy, which has never found a physical form, but is out there in the digital realm.
It's an NFT. You give them an NFT.
Yes, exactly. That's what we should do.
We're doing
That's
crypto talk here on. Oh, never mind. Yeah.
yeah. No, it's all good. You can explain that to me post broadcast because between that and
You have an hour.
cryptocurrency, I have no clue what any of that stuff means. Let's take.
Non-fungible tokens here today. How are my levels? Chat. Rocky and I pretty even. Thomas.
I think it sounds good. Let's get feedback from the chat if we need to bump that up at all. I do want to touch on the little low on Nate. Okay, we will fix that real quick.
More me.
All right, try it now.
How's it going? This is NPR.
I think it sounds good on my end. Brought that up a little bit, so we'll see what the chat says. But going into qualifying right now, a surprise on the leaderboard. Lauren Shaughnessy shoots up from being about mid-pack in practice to the pole. Ed Kane second, Alan Wilson third, Bradley Yo fourth, Robbie Hartpence fifth, James Ward, DJ Kenner. Oh, and Chris Spickard now comes in late with a pole speed of 29.9. So big pickup
Wow.
by Chris Spickard.
Almost a tenth. Almost a tenth.
Newcomer just in for this race. We'll see how he does here in the finale. But
Have you looked at his paint scheme?
he is running the Yes, that was commented that he is running the Batman Forever scheme, if I'm not mistaken.
Beautiful. I mean, that's the 10th right there.
Yeah, exactly. I think he hit that jet button and switched it over to the bat jet, and that's how he got on the pole.
Do we have a Joker in this race?
I will not pick one out, but I'll let you.
We'll decide at the end of the race which is the most twisted. Who ran the most twisted race here tonight?
Okay, fair enough. We'll give that award out momentarily. Let's see your final thoughts as we head into this race. What are you expecting to see?
Well, I just got in here. I haven't really thought about it at all. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing a good race here. Final race of the season. I got Bradley Yo as my pick to click here tonight. He told me he's not good at this track, so I think it's reverse psychology.
There you go. Maybe it'll help him out. Yeah, Yo currently setting fifth on the grid as it stands right now. so he'll at least be starting up front. So
Look how tight. Look how tight second place through like fifth place is right there. It's like a hundredth and a half.
yeah, exactly. No, it's going to be a very quick field. And with our points leaders, Stephen Gibson, Jason Jackson, DJ Kenner, starting in the back, they're going to have to work their navigate around the traffic to get up there to make sure they get the points to win this thing.
So 3 points between Gibson and Jackson. So if Gibson can finish third, he's got this wrapped up. But if Jackson can wins it and Gibson finishes fourth, then they're tied. Our tiebreaker is what, most wins?
It is finish in the race, and then I believe we go to most wins. So we will take a look at the grid, give our EOLs real quick before I forget. It's him. All right, and we will roll through the starting lineup once we get everybody gridded up. So we'll be looking
100 laps today. That's a good long race. These guys are definitely have to pit for fuel if there's no cautions.
Exactly. Okay, let's roll through the starting grid. On the pole, the number 2 car in the Batman Forever McDonald's scheme, that is Chris Bickard. Starting second, the number 9 in the High Side Racing Machine, that is Lawrence Shaughnessy. In row 2, starting third, the 10 car Ed Kane at Ed Kane CPA. Starting fourth, the 79 car of Alan Wilson III. Starting fifth in row 3, that is the 35 car of Bradley Yo and the 11 car of Robbie Hartpence. In row 4, we go to the 81 of James Ward, sporting the Lordco paint scheme, and on his outside is DJ Kenner, who will be falling back at the start. Let's see, we are in row 5 on the inside. That is Larry Bell in the 43 car and Dan Ursel in the 74. In row 6, you got the 22 of Billy Davison and the 99 of Steve here. In row 7 on the inside, that's the 55 car of Zachary Margison and the 00 of Brian Zalbeski. In row 8, the 36 car is Joe Cornette Sheen. On his outside will be the 29 of Keaton Harrelson. Back there in the 21 car, he'll actually drop to the very rear of the field. That's our points leader, Stephen Gibson. We'll keep an eye on him on how he moves up through the field, and if he can clinch his championship, he is going to be fighting that man mostly for that spot. That's the 86 of Jason Jackson. And in the throwback Mark Martin scheme, that is Brian Traeger for his first Contender Series start.
That Mark Martin car looks great.
Oh, yeah. Always a classic scheme. Did you see, who was that? Ryan Vargas that's basically running that scheme?
Beautiful scheme. I love a throwback, though. You know what they're throwing it back to 1 second after you saw it.
Yeah, exactly. The only weird thing about it, it was on a Camaro, so that was a little bit off-putting. All right.
Mark Martin maybe is a Chevy guy at heart.
We will get started here. Our field lines up. Chris Bickard on the pole, newcomer. We'll see how he does here in his first Contender Series E-Speed start.
Cold tires here. These guys are thinking about just getting through this first lap. Watch all the traffic and be very wary of that cold right rear. It's easy to spin it on exit.
Very true. It is going to be treacherous this first lap, and we've seen this season some big cautions when people maybe pushed it a little too hard. Pace car is off. Green flag is out.
Green flag.
And here we go for the start of our Contender Series finale. Chris Bickard
start there first. Yep.
Gets out in front. Ed Kane already challenging from that inside line.
That's where you want to be here at Old Texas. You want to be on that inside line. Ed Kane makes that work.
Yeah, Chris Bickard gives them plenty of room going down the backstretch. Now you have Bradley Yoke looking on the inside of the 2 car for second.
Yeah, you don't want to be up there where the 2 car is. Not a whole lot of grip, not a whole lot of rubber. He's about to lose second place.
Yeah, he's about to lose all kinds of positions. He's trying to slot himself in. There is a wreck. We'll try to drop back and find out where the caution. Oh, no, it's our points leader.
Uh-oh.
Oh, big wreck for the 21
Yeah, a
Steven
lot of
Gibson.
damage on the left front. A lot of damage on the left front. That might even be a meatball.
Yeah, there is some significant damage there on the left front. We'll have to go back and take a look at it as he was racing with the 36 car of Joe Cornette Ching.
Yeah, that one's. There were 3 wide there, and Joe really crowded him on the bottom there. Gibson just didn't really have anywhere to go. He's as low as he could be.
Yeah, he also outside there, it looked like Brian Traeger blinked out, which may have caused Joe Cornette Ching not to know that somebody was on his inside if he was distracted by what was happening on his outside.
Yeah, there was a lot of sort of net code contact. Once they started making contact, I think the 2 cars sort of got glued to each other. You see Gibson come up off the white line once they make contact, but at that point, it's the net code that's pulling him to the right, and that's why they kind of were stuck together.
And that's the worst part about starting in the back. I know that's a rule here at eSpeed, but that really puts Steven Gibson in a tough position, and it bit him this time. He'd been so clean all season long for that to happen.
Yeah, I know how that feels. We got the same rule, and the Kentucky race in the stock car series, it's kind of sitting back there and getting run over, and you're racing with the new group of cars back there, and all you want to do is get up through there clean, but it's sometimes it can be tough.
Exactly. So patience is definitely a virtue when that happens. So unfortunate luck for Steven Gibson. We'll see if he can get some repairs made and get back out there and not lose a lap with an early caution here on lap 2. We are halted on the start of this one. We'll see how it goes the rest of the way, but unfortunate to get a caution this early.
Well, I don't know if Steven can repair the car. I know there's no fast repair in the series, correct? So he's pulling back out with a wounded car. He's got to be, you don't hope that someone else has problems, but if Jason Jackson also has problems, this could be interesting again. If not, Jason Jackson sitting at the capper seat maybe for the championship.
Yes, he is. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as it progresses. One thing, the new damage model is back on this car, so it could very well, if we get a caution or two and Steven Gibson gets that repairs done, it's almost like a new car. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that as the race progresses.
Well, I'm looking at it. It's not a new car, but it's got 4 tires on it, and Gibson's a wheel man, and he'll be able to probably get some spots right here. 3rd place is what he's looking at. But Rocky, I don't know if you could give a rear chase view on Gibson's car. He's either driving one-handed or the toe has been knocked out of that car or something big.
Yeah, no, we're taking a look at it right now and following it around. It looks like the right front toe is all sorts of boogered up. He's missing his left front fender.
Look at his right hand.
Okay, we'll jump on board real quick.
That's not how he started the race.
Well, one thing, he is a holy mackerel. That thing is at a full 90-degree angle from what it should be. So he is going to have his hands full as we get ready to go 1 to go this time by.
So also watch Jason Jackson here. He's still sitting in 18th. He really took his time coming up through there. Gibson was going forward, and Jackson really didn't have that same strategy. So that's sort of interesting. And then also shout out to Ed Kane going out there and grabbing the lead here.
Exactly. Yeah, he's definitely held his own. He's looking for his first league win. I know he picked up a league win with the Shake and Bake guys there on Friday night. So he's looking to continue his streak here tonight.
Always dig that sponsor on his hood, Ed Kane CPA. Stands for Canadian Psychiatric Association. That's what Ed Kane runs. So I was working on that this entire caution.
I knew you had that one in store, so that is fantastic.
For a second, he thought I got the sponsor right. See, that's the bit.
Yep, as the bait and switch.
Yep, classic.
All right, pace car lights are off on the iRacing monstrosity that is. Our field lines up. Bradley Yo on the outside. Chris Pickard starting 3rd. Lauren Shaughnessy 4th. Alan Wilson the 3rd, starting 5th. Pace car is off. Ed King controls the start. And they're off. Ed King jumps to a good lead. Chris Pickard now looking on the inside of Bradley Yo. That outside line just cannot get it going on the start.
Yeah, seems like second place is going to be a hard place to start all night here. Brad's got to get a good run, clear him, and get down to the bottom into 3, and it looks like that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, he was getting a challenge from the 9 car of Lauren Shaughnessy. We'll drop back here as Robbie Hartpence looks on the inside of Larry Bell. Dan Ursel in tow. Also back there, Billy Davison. So we've got a good scrum battle for 7th place back here.
It's a nice pack of cars. Everybody's giving each other room, and Jason Jackson's just hoping everyone keeps rolling forward here.
Yeah, we'll check in with second place in points. He's still biding his time, riding behind Joe Cornette Ching. An update, it looks like Steven Gibson has pulled his car off. So if he doesn't get back out there, he is going to finish in 19th position, last car on the grid.
Yeah, Jason Jackson just needs to finish ahead of a couple cars here then to take home the championship.
That is correct. So we will keep an eye on Jason. If it remains clean, it's likely he is your Contender Series champion, because the next car up in points would be the 32 machine of DJ Kenner, and DJ Kenner is stalled in the 16th position currently.
Yeah, Jason is really taking his time. He's all the way at the back, and he's just looking to dodge wrecks here. And then he's probably figuring the last run of the race, I'll go forward, pass a few cars, and pick up the cup.
Exactly. We go back up to our leaders, and they've really kind of strung out the line, about a half-second gap between all of them. Whoa, Bradley, way loose coming off the corner there. Had his hands full. He's currently trying to hold off the 9 car of Lauren Shaughnessy.
Still sitting P3, and we're still real early in this race, and there'll be new tires in his future, so just sort of keep that thing pointed forward, keep your really good track position here, and you're going to be in store for a good finish.
Exactly. I'd like to highlight a driver here, showed a lot of improvement through the season. That is the 81 car of James Ward, currently running in 6th position. Right now, his best running position for most of the season.
Now, is that Brad Ward's father?
That is Brad Ward, contender in the Stock Car Series and the Short Track Series weekly. His dad running the Contenders Series in the 81 car.
Yeah, that's really great. It's a nice run for him, and your little bro's doing good here as well.
Yeah, he's looking sporty in that 11 car, currently setting in 7th. We got a battle back here for 9. Between Keaton Harrelson and Larry Bell. Keaton Harrelson able to get that position. I had Keaton pegged as one of the faster drivers in this series, and he's looking to move up the field in this one.
Going backwards right now is Zach Margison. He's sort of getting past, but he's got a really nice looking Lord Co paint scheme on, though.
Yes, he does. Yeah, currently losing a spot to DJ Kenner. Now Jason Jackson looking to move around the 55 car. Precarious position for Jackson, as right now it stands. He would win the points with one more position if the race were to finish now.
I think he'd have it right now with the tiebreaker. He's passed 2 cars on track, so there's his 3 points right there. As he's really taking his time right now, as he's trying to work his way around Zach right now. He's sort of falling back right now.
Very true. We will take a look up the field as we look at the 74 car. Dan Ursel, he was able to get around the 11 car of Robbie Hartpence. Dan Ursel, another driver showing really good improvement throughout this season, currently running 7th.
Up at the lead, not a whole lot has changed here. It looks like about a half a second between Ed, then going back to Chris, and I'm just sort of watching their line, seeing what they're both doing. They're both running a really pretty line, trying to save their tires best they can, and maybe Ed's a little bit higher on the track, late apex in the corners a little bit more. Chris diving it down a little bit lower, so this is an interesting battle to watch as it develops.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to take a look how that gap, it remained steady at about a half second. But you're right, Ed Kane really doing a late apex to get it down to the quarter. Tell us how that sort of line affects the tires in the long run.
Well, if your car is feeling tight, a late apex can be really nice. It's a good way of gaining speed when your car's tight. As when you're loose, you usually dive it in a little bit lower. So if the car's on the tight side right now, that's the way you want to drive it. You can definitely use up the right rear a little bit more doing the late apex. But if your car's tight, you want to use up the right rear. That'll get the thing rotating for you a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. So currently right now, as it stands, we've got a bit of a gap all the way, but a gaggle of cars here fighting for 8th as Keaton Harrelson has been able to get around the 74 of Dan Ursel and the 11 of Robbie Hartpence. Robbie Hartpence now looking to pass the 74. Again, I feel these guys have swapped positions here each of these laps.
There goes Robbie. I think he's got this position here on Dan. Real tight through the front to the quad oval.
Yeah, it looks like the 43 of Larry Bell is in tow. So Dan Ursel might be moving backwards if he can't get himself sandwiched in between the 11 and 43.
Now, 74 car came down off the wall in the front straightaway, but Robbie did a really nice job. Kind of left a little extra room for the Holy Spirit, kept it off the net code, and no contact, and they're all rolling forward.
Yeah, exactly. Another car on the move. Actually, 2 cars. The 00 of Brian Zalbeski, since the start, has picked up 3, now 4 positions, and then the 6 of Brian Traeger currently picked up 7 positions on the grid. So you got a handful of guys really making their way up through the field, whether it's Keaton Harrelson, Brian Zalbeski, or Brian Traeger.
Yeah, nice little battle here. Everyone's still right on top of each other, and guys are running good lines out there. You don't see too many people kind of blowing corners. They're finding their way to that white line, and that's the fast way around here at Texas.
Yeah, exactly. So as we look at it, the 81 has now caught the 79. So James Ward looking to move into the top 5. He's going to need to do it in a hurry because the 29 of Keaton Harrelson and the 11 Robbie Hartpence are approaching swiftly.
Swifty. The battle for the lead is heating up here too. Ed Kane is the lead now is down to what, 0.3 seconds here. So Chris is catching him here.
Yeah, exactly. He's actually down to 2/10, and that little bit lower entry looks to be a little bit sportier. Chris Bickard able to get it down to the white line and able to really close in.
He's got to get to the line. If you want to take a wide entry, that's fine, but it needs to end up right at that white line. And you see Ed's not quite getting down there.
Yeah,
and,
but
especially out of turn 2. Turn 2 is just essential that you get all the way down to that white line.
Exactly. I will say that going through 3 and 4 that time by, looked like Ed was trying to get it a little bit lower. We'll see if he continues to do so. And it looks like he is through 1 and 2 here.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. At Old Texas, too, you can actually see when you're coming out of 2, and maybe even if we ride on board with one of them, you'll see it. The actual seam of the track goes above the white line. So there's a little bit of grip underneath the seam of the track, just really painting that white line. And guys, if you can hit that over and over again, you're going to be really hard to beat.
As we're on board with the number 2 car of Chris Bickard going into 1 and 2, you can see he's been diving it really, really low. And yeah, there is that seam. He is getting right to it.
Right there, though. I mean, you can still get lower. You can always get lower. Get right down on that white line.
Yeah, and he has pulled up again on the back of the 10 car Ed Kane as Ed Kane goes up the track through 3 and 4. We'll see if Chris Bickard can make a move going into 1 this time by.
But Ed's doing a good job. He's not way up the track because he's overdriving his entries. He's getting the thing rotated. He's floating it. He's trying to be really nice on his right front tire.
Yeah, with 23 laps in, we're about halfway through the field run. So we'll have to see how the fall off is. It's usually that second half of the run where you start to see the effects of that driving line.
Yeah, and you saw that right out of 2 that last time. As soon as Chris got underneath a little bit lower than Ed, he was catching him in a hurry.
Yeah, and I'm not
We'll
sure
watch it again here.
They've changed the aerodynamics on this car with the new damage model much, but it seems like it's been once you get right behind somebody, you tighten up as well.
Yeah, the aero push isn't terrible on these cars, but obviously it exists across the whole service. It's not the worst car for that, just because I don't think they're super aerodynamic to begin with.
That is true. As these two have battled, Bradley Yo is starting to insert himself into the mix. Now only 0.7 of a second off of our leaders, Ed Kane and Chris Bickard.
Yeah, Brad's putting together a really good run. He didn't show the flashy short run pace, but I think he's been nice to his tires and he's looking good on the long run.
Exactly. Let's
and
see.
as Chris really tries to get around Ed here, here we go into 3. He's going to try to make his move. Can he pull this off? Ed likes running that top line, keep that momentum up.
Yeah, but it looks like, as you can see, less grip up there, and Ed Kane actually slipped a little bit coming off. That really opened the door, and Chris Pickard's going to take over the lead, our first lead change in this race.
All right, so he says, now, Ed, you can play with the dirty air.
Exactly. But yeah, it looked like Ed may have got it a little too high and just no grip. You can see the color change of where the rubber is and where it isn't. It just seemed like Ed didn't get to where the rubber was.
Yeah, I like that low, shallow entry into turn 3 here. Old Texas, New Texas. Well, it's the same turn 3 and 4. And I think that's what Chris has really going for him.
Exactly. And again, with these two doing battle, Bradley Yo has pulled in within a half second of our leaders.
He's coming. He's coming. He's put down a better lap time here than both the leaders that last lap.
With 27 laps in, Chris Pickard, the newcomer, this is his first E-Speed start. So he's coming in, and he said he's going to take this one. We'll see how it goes with a little more than three-quarters of the race yet to play out.
Now, do we know what the fuel run is? Can they go 50-50, or are we looking at cutting this into thirds?
That's where the strategy is going to come into play. I believe the fuel window is going to be somewhere around lap 45 to 50. So we'll have to see if people are able to stretch it and make it a 1 stop, or if they're going to have to make it 3.
Yeah, I mean, if you can only go 45, then you might be best pitting around lap 33, which will only be 5 laps from now. But unless you think you can go all the way to 50, that's probably what I would do, just because the tire fall off, it's something for sure, but it's not huge.
Yeah, exactly. One person to know, Alan Wilson, is starting to fall down the leaderboard, so somebody might have burned off his right front. The 29 of Keaton Harrelson and the 43 of Larry Bell were both able to get around the 79 car as he wiggles badly coming out of 2. Now the 11 car of Robbie Hartpence is getting around the 79.
Yeah, you can see the tire differences aren't showing up. That's what Jason Jackson, I think, was counting on when he was riding on the back. Riding around in the back, is he thinks, I'm just going to go take it easy here, and some of these guys are going to kill their tires and they're going to be easy to pass, as Jason Jackson is making his way up the field right now.
Yeah, our current points leader, running points leader, is in the 12th position.
Just made it past for 11th.
Nice. Yeah, he's going to just have to maintain that momentum and get that finish a couple positions ahead of Steven Gibson. We go back up to our leaders as Bradley Yo has caught the 10 car of Ed Kane here for 2nd spot.
All right, now Brad's caught him. What can he do with him? He's got to set up a pass here, which is, harder than it looks.
Well, he's already in progress and behind.
There he goes.
Timing
Ed Kane let him by there. I think that's an Ed Kane kind of move right there.
Exactly. Timing is everything. So that's excellent. Larry Bell now challenging for the 5th position, taking a look under the 29 car of Keaton Harrelson as we get ready to start lap 32.
Larry Bell's running a good race here tonight. Just sort of a clean, quiet race, but he's knocking on the door of a top 5, which would be a really nice finish.
It's one thing to know. It's very interesting how many comers and goers we've seen. We've seen a wide range of cars running in the top 5. Besides our top 4 drivers, it seems like people... Yeah, Larry Bell just forced his way through.
I think he was on the right spot of the track there. Keaton pinched him down. No harm, no foul, never touched him.
Yeah, exactly. So good, tough, hard racing right there between the 43 of Larry Bell and the 29 of Keaton Harrelson. But it has been interesting to see in this top 10 how many people have moved up and then moved back and so on and so forth as this race has progressed.
Battle for 2nd is still happening. Ed Kane got back around Brad. Now Brad just got back around Ed Kane.
Oh, good.
You'll never believe me that it happened. There was 2 passes for 2nd place here, but wow. I was too busy. I was looking at the back of Larry Bell's car. He's got a skeleton playing pool, it looks like, with some lightning in the background, which that's pretty metal, pretty cool.
There you go. Well, one thing to point out, that is one of Chris Carroll's Canadian bros, so maybe a little pool allegiance there between those two.
Yeah, Chris is a big dart player.
Yeah,
champion dart player.
Exactly. Snooker. I thought it was snooker that he was
snooker.
great at.
He loves snooker. And Larry Bell just with that skeleton billiard player, snooker player, he just made another pass right there around Lawrence Shaughnessy. Put Larry Bell P4.
Wow, Larry Bell is having an impressive run here at Texas. He's putting on a show as he's moved up. That would be 6 positions to move into 4th. Now we have Keaton Harrelson moving around Lawrence Shaughnessy as Lawrence gets way up into the wall. I don't know if he clipped it or not, but he was way high. He's going to probably lose positions to Robbie Hartpence and Brian Zalbeski as well.
No damage on his car, but boy, if you feel like you've lost your tires, do you really want to go around here another 15 laps and make it to lap 50? You can pit right now and try to two-stop it. If you've really lost your tires, that might be a strategy.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you're going to be toughing it out if you're pushing all the way to the wall. It'll be very interesting to see if anybody tries it. If they were to two-stop it, this would be the time to go. As of right now, we haven't had any takers.
Right behind them is that 00 of Brian Zalbeski. Maybe we could talk about that scheme. It looks like it's his Twitch channel name, but it's like maybe a Alan Kawicki throwback. Does it look like an Alan Kawicki car to you?
That looks like an Alan Kawicki Hooter scheme, but yes, that is Brian Zalbeski, Neon Tiger on Twitch and Twitter. So definitely give that young man a follow from Colorado. Putting on a good race right now, looking to pass Robbie Hartpence for 7th.
Yeah, he knows he's on TV here. He's making a nice little pass right there, and that's for 7th position.
Exactly. Now he looks to, as Lawrence Shaughnessy clips the apron. Oh, Brian Zalbeski's in the wall.
Oh, commentator's curse.
Unfortunate circumstance there. Yeah, he was dodging the 9 car of Lawrence Shaughnessy, who clipped the apron. We're going to go back and look at that real quick. Get an eye on that. Lawrence just drove it to the apron, and then Zalbeski looked to maybe react a little too heavy. It just drifted up into the wall. Is there something about getting out of the throttle that would cause it to get tight like that?
Yeah, that's the thing, is when you're once you've made your arc in the corner, you can't change the arc without really drastically slowing down. And the moment you change your arc just the littlest bit, your whole exit is thrown out, and that turn 4 wall at Texas comes at you in a hurry, and you're out of the grip. Your arc is wrong, and he was trying to make a nice safe move there, dodging Shaughnessy, but ends up getting the wall himself. I don't know if the damage is too bad, though.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at it right now, and I don't see too much wrong with that car. Now, it may have got overheated the tires a little bit, especially when he turned like that, but let's see if Brian Zalbeski can recover and drive himself back up into the top 10, currently running 12th position.
Yeah, they say netcode taketh, netcode giveth, and this is a situation he about climbed that wall, knocked it down. Car's still looking pretty good, so sometimes it works in your favor.
Exactly. Well, we'll highlight our current contender for the championship. Jason Jackson has now moved into the 9th position, so he's solidly in the top 10. Good run for him, but he, I'm sure, is going to be looking for the race win more than just the championship.
Yeah, but he's got to feel good about just putting cars behind him. Every single car that's put behind you is one less you have to worry about spinning out in front of you and potentially taking you out, and he's just doing it slow and methodical. Another thing I'm watching here, Ed Kane is from 3rd place, has got a lot of pressure behind him from both Larry Bell and Keaton Harrelson.
Well, that is, you read my mind, because I moved the camera right there just as you started talking about that. But yeah, he is got all sorts of problems as he moves up high to let the 43 of Larry Bell go by. And Keaton Harrelson's going to move right all along as well. Ed Kane giving a lot of room there.
Yeah, he let him go out of 2. He knows he's lost his tires. He just wants to limp this thing around about 8 more laps to lap 50.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like they are going to be able to make it on one stop, at least at this time. So we'll see how pit strategy shakes out, if anybody has any issues down pit road here in the next 10 laps or so.
Honestly, it's just good seeing Ed Kane on the track after the hit he took in the Stock Car Series race at New Hampshire there. That was a pretty scary hit.
Yeah, luckily he was only coma for a few days, but Once he got out of it, he was back on the track shortly thereafter.
Yeah, Zimmy had to do some emergency medical repairs on him there at New Hampshire, and he's back out here running well.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you to Zimmy for all his help in that and his medical direction as eSpeed's medical director.
Also, shout out to Chris Pickard. He's pulled out to over a 2-second lead on Brad Yo. So while everyone's tires are sort of giving up, he's still maintaining his speed as we're looking at green flag pit stops probably in about 5 laps. Will anybody short pit here? If you've really killed your tires, maybe a pit now and be a little nicer to him on the back end of this race.
Well, just as you say that, I'm looking at my notifications, and Brian Zalbeski's already brought the 00 in at lap 43, so we got at least one already in the pits, but he did also take damage when he climbed the wall earlier.
Yeah, and I mean, you pit now with those fresher tires. Once this all cycles out, you're going to be way ahead. Now, of course, those guys behind you are going to have fresher tires, but maybe you'll catch a caution and leapfrog, get a lot of track position. So we'll be curious to see if anybody short pits here. Brian.
Some more that have come in: the 74 car of Dan Ursel and the 36 car of Joe Cornette Ching. So we are starting to see some of the back of the field come in for their clean tires, or their fresh set of tires.
Hey, why not? It's not a bad idea. But now, is it because they weren't saving fuel? Was this were they out of gas? I'm curious about that. Seems like everyone else is still running out there, so maybe gas isn't an issue.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like they will be able to make to lap 50. Good battle on the track as we have one coming down. Keaton Harrelson, our 4th place competitor, has come into the pits. So he is trying to undercut it a little bit, coming in lap 46 for his 4 fresh tires.
You're 3.5 seconds behind the leader. You come in about 3 laps early. You're going to come out with the lead. So I can see this move for sure. And again, I'm just wondering if it's a fuel issue at all. But I feel like everyone would be coming in right now if it was fuel.
Yeah, exactly. But that also might force some of our other leaders' hands, since they know somebody has undercut the
Brad Yo pit.
Bradley Yo is in, so second place is trying to undercut it.
So now Chris Pickard. Go ahead.
Oh, is Chris Pickard in? No, he is still out now to a 5-second lead over second place Larry Bell. We'll have to keep an eye on the 2 car to see if he comes in momentarily.
Yeah, and he's staying out here. So he had about a 2-second lead on Brad Yo. You got to figure with Brad 1 lap fresher tires, and Brad just disconnected.
I was going to say something just happened with Brad Yo.
Oh, no.
We'll have to get some more information on that. Do you want to see if you could find out what happened to our competitor, Brad Yo?
Yeah, be right back.
As we get to halfway, Chris Pickard still leading this as we reach lap 50.
Well, it might have been something with the connection. I don't know. He's not in Discord.
Oh, we may have lost. That's really unfortunate because he was having probably one of his best runs of the season. Kind of how it's gone, though. Falls out with connection issues. We do have now our fresh tires starting to drive up through the field as Joe Cornette Ching and Keaton Harrelson gave Jason Jackson a bit of a scare getting around him.
79, 79.
Well, I'm just catching up here and checking to see. So the 2-car pit, the 2-car has not pit. He's on lap 51, so he's not going to come out with the lead when he does pit, but he's going to have way fresher tires.
Yeah, exactly. But he has been losing time to Larry Bell. That time by about a half-second off of what he was at before. So I think now might be time to get in, get some tires.
Yellow.
And a big wreck.
No.
Robbie Hartpence into the wall, and boy, does that help the guys that stayed out, like Chris Pickard and Larry Bell.
Yeah, that's going to shake things up. We're going to take a look at what happened to the 11 car. Maybe got it in with the 9 car, Lauren Chauncey. Joe Cornette Ching right there with fresh tires. Lawrence tried to give him room, and Robbie didn't know he had 2 cars on his inside. Ends up in the wall and the caution out.
Yeah. Lawrence was definitely given a lot of room to Joe, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And Robbie just, I don't think, knew he
Hold on,
was
we gotta
three
let
wide.
Alan- we gotta let Alan by here.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a ton of damage on that 11 car, definitely some, but really not too bad.
Yeah, our
But-
competitors that stay out to get their lap back, James Ward, Keaton Harrelson, and Joe Cornette Ching, all pitted on green, so they're going to have to try and get their lap back through the wave around, but they're going to be on older tires. Chris Spickard's going to have a big lead built in down pit road. We'll have to see if anybody is able to get a quicker stop than him.
Yeah, definitely. This is a bad break for Alan and Brian and Dan and Joe. All those guys were a lap down from having already pit with the leader not pitted. Caution comes out. They're going to have to take the wave around. Their tires won't be a ton older as Chris does get the lead coming out of pit road. But boy, that takes out a lot of good race cars. Unless they get another caution, they can get back on the same tire strategy.
Yeah, we need to point out one car, the 6 car of Brian Traeger. He came in and out very quickly and picked up a lot of spots. He may have done some strategy with two tires.
Well, let's take a look. I'll check on that for you.
Okay.
No, he took 4.
Wow, really fast pit stop out of the 6 car. So he's going to be high-fiving his crew if he can pull out the win on this one.
Yeah, he definitely took 4. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're Chris, you see that a couple of your competitors aren't up there with you. Ed Kane is back a few spots, and Brad Yo's disconnected.
Yeah, so our running order right now, you have Chris Spickard first, Lauren Chauncey second, Brian Traeger third, Ed Kane fourth. Jason Jackson now has moved up to the 5th position, so padding his chance at the points win. Billy Davidson 6th, Zachary Marguson 7th, DJ Kenner 8th, Keaton Harrelson 9th, and Larry Bell 10th.
So is Brad is saying in the Twitch chat here that it was his VR headset.
Oh no, that sucks. That's tough.
What's interesting is he's saying it killed his car, but from my perspective, he was out of there on pit road. He never left pit road. It just sort of disconnected right on pit road.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, it says he meatballed it, so unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe he did that right before he had maybe before he came down pit road and we never saw it.
Yeah, unfortunate to see as we are getting ready to go green. Take a look at some of our competitors. This is really shaking things up and taking chance away from some really fast cars, especially Larry Bell and Keaton Harrelson, who really had great runs. They're going to really have to push it hard this second half of the race.
Yeah, I'm watching it now. Lap 47, Brad was coming out of 2, and you can see right when the headset goes out on him, and he runs it right in the wall out of 2, not being able to see. The headset does come back on. He's able to get it down onto pit lane, which is why I didn't suspect that, because the headset came back on, but at that point, the car was killed.
All right, real unfortunate situation. We are restarting with 45 to go. Chris Spickard, our leader, had a great first run. We'll see if he can hold on to this lead and get his first E-Speed win in his first start. Lauren Chauncey is going to be on his outside. Brian Traeger starting 3rd. Ed Kane 4th. Jason Jackson rounds out our top 5.
Let's see how that outside road does. It didn't fare too well in the first couple of restarts here, but here we go. It's kind of like we had a halfway break. Now there's 45 laps to go, and let's see if anyone has anything for that 2 car.
As the pace car exit turns 4, he drops to the pit lane. Chris Spickard is going to control the start.
Green,
They are off. He gets to a good start. Lauren Chauncey on the outside.
Be able to get down. Yeah, he'll be able to get down. That's what he needed. Now Ed Kane's trapped up on the top. Can he clear Traeger? Just will he have to fall in?
Yeah, exactly. Looks like
he's gonna fall in.
Traeger's going to be able to get there. Jason Jackson's going to give him enough room to drop down in 4th.
And it's like a Terry Labonte style championship here. If Jackson can pull this off, he just sort of sneaks into the picture.
Yeah, and he is under fire as Zachary Marguson drives it hard into the corner. but unable to get underneath Jason Jackson exiting 4.
Robbie's still battling. Car doesn't look too worse for the wear.
Good thing. Well, we have a battle for second place as Brian Traeger and Ed Kane get off to a good start. Ed looking down the backstretch to get a pass set up on the 6 car of Brian Traeger.
Oh no, Ed just he blinked out for me, but he's back. That's actually a battle for third spot. Lawrence Shaughnessy running in second. He's really picked up the pace here.
Yeah, exactly. So he was actually running really well for the first part of that and dropped off. So with a little bit shorter run, maybe he'll have a little more tire to work with this second half.
And still just watching Jason Jackson running a quiet race. He's now in the top 5 in a good spot. Honestly, there's only 13 cars on the lead lap left, so he just needs to finish on the lead lap to pick up the championship.
Well, Brian Traeger has put on the pressure on the 9 car of Lawrence Shaughnessy for second. He started to drive up on the back bumper of the high side racing machine and now looking to get around him here with about 41 to go.
He had a good corner right there. Lawrence maybe got in a little bit deep. Ed Kane is lurking right there. Good 3-car battle for second place.
Yeah, if I could give a Rookie of the Year award to somebody, that might be the guy in the 6 car, Brian Traeger. His first year with eSpeed Sports, started in the stock car series and has ran really solid week in, week out.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good guy to race with for sure. He's this is his first year, right? First season?
Yeah, first season. He's jumped in running the trucks and the stock car series, and finally decided to jump in the Contender Series since his iRating was right at the right level.
Yeah, well, he picks up second place right there. Ed Kane's going for third. Lawrence kind of trapped on the high side. Jason Jackson lurking.
Yeah, there. If he doesn't get down in front of Jason Jackson, we're going to see Lawrence Shaughnessy moving back, because now Keaton Harrelson has moved right in that same line. So Lawrence really struggling here.
They both, Ed and Lawrence, went really hard there through 1 and 2, and go figure, the car on the bottom is going to prevail in that one, and Ed's now moved up into third spot.
Yeah, and right now putting pressure on our points leader, Keaton Harrelson, is all over the back bumper of the 86. Keaton really trying hard to recover from getting caught on the green flag pit stops.
Yeah, he's probably got, what, a lap, 2 laps older tires, so he's doing a good job.
You know, it looks like he was able to come in on lap 54, so he was able to remain on the lead lap even though he pitted.
Okay, yeah, and Jason just going to let him go there. No reason for Jason to battle, and he might do the same for the next couple cars behind them. If someone starts knocking on his back door, I feel like he's just going to move over. So
if Jason Jackson wins the championship, should we go in a tailspin like NASCAR did with Matt Kenseth and completely change the structure?
No.
Exactly. Now we have Keaton Harrelson underneath Lawrence Shaughnessy. These two have had some bad blood. We had a intentional wrecking issue earlier in the season, but Lawrence gives Keaton all kinds of room as Keaton continues to march in his way into the top 5.
Keaton's driving the tires off that car right now. He is absolutely moving. I guess he sees he's about 2.5 seconds behind Chris. Chris is walking away with this, and Keaton maybe wants to make a race out of it.
That is true. Well, Keaton is in the battle for a championship purse position, so he might be in it to try and get those season championship dollars at race in. As Lawrence Shaughnessy spins it coming out of 4, and he is going to collect the 55 of Zachary Margison. Looked like Lawrence just drove it out of the corner a little too hard, and he ends up losing it.
Yeah, he was driving real hard top side of 4, and the car snapped on him, and he went to save it, and he just couldn't quite hold on to it. Car came down the track and collected Lawrence.
And just to point out, that was perilously close to Jason Jackson. He narrowly avoids it, but Zachary Margison wasn't. Both of them end up going through the infield, bringing out the caution.
Boy, he was about 2 feet away from getting right reared was Jason Jackson. And I got it. Who was third in points coming into this race?
That would be the 32 car of DJ Kenner.
And how many points behind Jason was he?
Actually, okay, DJ was 10 points behind Jason,
on backstretch.
13 behind Steven Gibson coming in.
All right, so 10 positions. So, you know, if Jason Jackson falls to 11th spot, something like that, you know, we might have a whole nother car
That just
here
gave me a
that's in the championship contention.
Yeah, exactly. So, gonna be interesting to see how this ends up by the end.
It was you or the
So here we go. We are now entering the last third of this one. It's been exciting so far. We'll see the field come in. They have plenty of tires in the pit box, so I can't imagine anybody staying out. And as I say that, Dan Ursel is going to go ahead and stay out on older tires. We'll have to see. He last pitted on lap 53.
He was 1 lap down. I think he's taking the wave here.
Is he? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Good
he's
deal.
taking the wave here. Yeah.
All right, we'll see if Chris Spickard. Oh, Chris Spickard overshoots his
I heard
pit
that.
box. Hey,
I heard that.
keeping it PG. So we'll see if he can retain his lead. So a little bit of trouble there for our leader here tonight, Brian Traeger. Again, a really fast pit stop.
pit lane close.
He is going to come out with the lead. Chris Spickard now second. Ed Kane third. Keaton Harrelson, who drove a heck of a time
everybody just
race
pit
on
when the
that
pit
last
lane
one,
was closed?
ends up fourth.
Wow.
No, it was up for lead left cars.
Yeah, Chris just overshot his pit stall there and cost him about 1 spot. And Brian Traeger, boy, just slowly, he's making his way up through the field, and he's getting most of his spots on pit road.
Yeah, it's really, really
How much did you have?
very smart man. I give him that much. He is getting his
42
time in when he
seconds off.
can, and to get in and out of the pits against a field like this, you know, he's got his game plan down.
I have 3 minutes.
Just a reminder for the championship, Steven Gibson came in with a 3-point lead over Jason Jackson, and Gibson was involved in an early wreck. He was meatballed. We saw the toe on his car was wildly out of line. He couldn't keep pace and had to drop out of this. And pretty much all Jason Jackson has to do is, well, there's a car 19 laps down. That's Brad Yo. Steve here is 7 laps down. Really, 1 more car drops out of this, and Gibson will be mathematically eliminated. But 10 points between Jason Jackson and DJ Kinner, right?
Yeah, exactly. So DJ Kinner, if Jason Jackson were to have any problems and fall back, DJ Kinner could be our champion.
Definitely something to watch out for. Really, just 1 more car drops out, and then that'd be it for Steven Gibson, who's not technically eliminated at this point. But he'd definitely have to be rooting for problems for Jason Jackson.
Well, as we are nearing lap 69, our field is going to form up. We're going to get 1 to go, and we're going to get back racing here to finish out. It's been a fun race so far, a lot of action. I think it's going to get amped up as we get closer and closer to lap 100.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching that top line that Chris is. We remember at the very start of the race, Chris got kind of caught on the top and found out real quick there wasn't a whole lot of grip up there. So we'll see if he can get down to the bottom. Can Ed Kane fill that hole, send Chris back to third? I think this will be an interesting restart. They're going to have, 31 to go when they restart.
Yeah, exactly. I would say right now our top 4 has been about the fastest of the competition that is remaining. So should be a really good shootout with Brian Traeger leading this field to the line here for this last quarter or third of the race.
And then in that third row, Jason Jackson, can he keep avoiding the mayhem? He was very, very close to being in that last wreck. I mean, he was a foot away from being in that last wreck, and he's got to be thinking, come on, guys, these top 5, don't bounce off each other.
Yeah, and being in 6th, he is in the eye of the storm. There are a lot of fast cars behind him that were competing hard. Cars like Robbie Hartpence in the 11. Alan Wilson in the 79 was a top 5 contender. So a lot of good cars out there and still fighting. I see the 9 car of Lawrence Shaughnessy as well. He was able to get it back going. As our field lines up, pace car is off. And we get going. Brian Traeger off to a great start.
Green flag.
Chris Spickard able to duck it down in front of the 10. And
That is key.
Keaton Harrelson, but he's still still not quite up to speed. That's going to put the 29 right there as well, as we got a 3-car battle for second position.
Yeah, Chris sort of lagged back a little bit, and he went to catch up. It was a really smart job by Brian Traeger. The moment he stopped catching up and had to slow down, Brian went. Chris had no momentum at all, and he was able to gap him by at least half second.
We're going to have to start calling Brian Big Brain Brian, because he's pulling out all the nifty moves here in the final. He's crafty.
It's a Mark Martin kind of race right here.
I think he is imitating his role model right there perfectly, running that paint scheme and running a race exactly like him.
Single file up front right now. It's just what Jason Jackson would like to see, as Chris is starting to close here. We're going to have a battle for the lead.
All right, we are down to lap 72. Brian Traeger in the 6th, leading Chris Spickard, who has dominated this race so far. We'll see if
Brian just caught
Spickard...
the apron. He just caught the apron out of 2 and shot him up the track, and that's Chris's opening here. He's going to dive down into 3, and it's going to be hard for Brian to hold him off.
Yeah, Chris Spickard are door to door, but Traeger running that high line, able to get that momentum and hold the position, going through the dog leg. Ed Kane right there, blinking in and out. That's not something you want to see in your mirror.
Great run through 3 and 4. He rolled the top. Now, Brian, though, looks like he's scared of the apron this time. He doesn't want to get too close. Man, when you put your left side tires on that apron, there's no banking there, obviously. Just shoots you up the track, and he did a good job keeping enough momentum to hold the lead. That
was impressive how he was able to roll the top. We haven't been able to see anybody hold somebody off using that move so far here today. So Brian Traeger, there's enough rubber built up.
Big run,
making a move. Yeah,
Chris was looking low on Traeger, and he didn't have a whole lot of momentum out of 4. Netcode, that's a netcode contact.
That was netcode. Spickard is up. Big problems for our biggest contender. Yeah, that was. That's where those connectivity issues cause problems. We've seen Ed Kane blinking in and out, and I think that that may have contributed to the netcode issue. We'll see if Chris Spickard can recover with 26 to go.
Yeah, you hate to see that. That was definitely netcode. They're running hard into 1 and 2 there, and just it happens. And so that's knocks Chris back all the way to 7th. The car's not too damaged, but boy, he's got that thing jacked sideways. He's running angry.
Ed Kane now makes his move underneath Brian Traeger. Traeger goes up, but looks like he may have missed his line. Ends up sliding a little bit, and Ed Kane's going to take over the lead.
2-car, I'm holding Mitchell there. I didn't think I was that close to you.
Ed Kane grabbing the lead there, and Mark Martin's scheme maybe is running in 2nd place, where that Mark Martin scheme finished so many times in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
Not driven by Brian Traeger. Well, I'm talking about you, Brian.
Yeah. Now we have Keaton Harrelson adding the pressure on Brian Traeger. Jason Jackson also right there. Jason now looking to make his move to move into the top 3 and maybe challenge for the lead in this final race of the season.
This is a great battle right here. Is Jason Jackson now looking underneath Traeger.
Traeger is moving backwards, as also DJ Kenner right there. So Traeger falling from 1st, maybe back to 5th. Here in the closing laps, oh, DJ Kenner way loose coming out of 2. He's going to fall back.
Are these guys driving harder, or is the track getting slicker? Because I'm seeing cars sideways a little bit more. The people are really up on the wheel, but man, Ed Kane is pulling away.
Yeah, he is. He's going to need to do that, because Keaton Harrelson has been on a rail since having his early pit stop issues. He is looking for wins, so we'll have to keep an eye on that 29 car if he can track down the 10 of Ed Kane.
Yeah, and Chris Spickard, he's still pretty far back there. It doesn't really look like he's in contention right now. Ed Kane's lead last time by over Keaton was 1 second. Let's see if it's changed this time by.
Yeah, one thing, though, to point out, Chris Spickard has been able to recover. He is back up to the 7th position. So since that issue, dropping back to 11th, he has moved up 4 positions. So good recovery by the 2 car.
He gets a yellow. I think he could definitely be back in the battle for the win. Ed Kane was about 0.2 faster than Keaton that last time by. 0.2.
Ed Kane looking for the Contenders Series finale win. he was also close to being in contention. We'll pull up the points. Ed Kane was setting fourth, 1 point out from DJ Kenner. Also in it, Keaton Harrelson at only 3 points from third place as well. So both Ed Kane and Keaton Harrelson are fighting for a good points position.
Got you inside, Larry.
Yeah, Jason's sitting there, and what is he in third place right there? He's gotta like what's happening right now, and I'm sure he'd be happy to finish right where he's at and pick up the championship. Not a whole lot of cars in front of him to cause havoc for him right now.
Yeah, exactly. He is only 2/10 off second place as it stands right now.
All right, now Keaton was just 2/10 faster than Ed Kane. So we're back to 9/10 of a second. So these guys they're driving hard. They're not exactly hitting their lines each lap. One of them will hit it one lap and the other lap, and they're trading lap times right now. So we'll be curious how this goes. It's almost contact right there between Traeger and Kenner.
Yeah, we are going to drop back. Look like he might have cut the nose a little bit. As we got a caution. See if we can catch what happened.
Well, that's what Chris Pickard wanted to see.
Guess you couldn't go around clean, huh?
Sorry about that.
Looks like it's Dan Ursel and Billy Davidson, I believe.
Okay, we will take a look.
Judging by the radio chatter.
Try to find them.
Yeah, they were going into 3, and Ursel got in there a little bit deep and turned Billy around. Really no damage. Surprised that even brought out a yellow.
Go ahead and pull that up here momentarily.
Lap 81 for them.
Yeah, it looks like going into the corner also, yeah, just ended up dumping him in the corner. Thought maybe Billy maybe moved up, but just ends up connecting mid-corner. No worse for the wear, just lost a couple positions, so he might be able to get that back here at the restart. As our field comes down for another set of tires, I believe they only have one more set left after this.
Use them up here. There's only 17 to go.
Our big beneficiary of this caution, though, is Chris Pickard. We'll see if he can collect some positions and get back and challenge for the lead.
And Ed Kane somehow beats Brian Traeger's team off of pit road.
Traeger not as good of a stop that time. Comes out where he came in fourth position. Chris Pickard, though, was able to pick up a couple spots, moving from 7th place into 5th place. So Chris Pickard is coming for revenge on the tin car of Ed Kane.
I don't know if they know it's netcode. I don't know if anyone have told them it's netcode. So I haven't heard the conversation on the over the radio either. So I'm not sure if Chris is driving real angry here, or if he's angry at Ed, or just frustrated at the netcode gods.
Yeah, exactly. And this is also going to give Keaton Harrelson another chance, another crack at that top position. He has been pushing that thing really hard. And here with the 17-lap shootout, you know, they're going to be going for it. Tires are no longer into play. I mean, how quickly can you burn them off? Is that going to be in effect?
Use them up. Use them up. Get down that corner real hard, and find that white line. Dig it off exit as best you can. And I think it's really just try to get around the cars in front of you. Obviously, is what they're all doing, but it's tough. It's a one. Really, it's difficult to pass here, as we've seen. And the car on the top seems to have some. Have some momentum through 3 and 4. It seems like you don't want to be on the top in 1 and 2, but the top's been okay in 3 and 4. So if you could just keep the guy from clearing you, you might be able to hold on to your position. I think there'll be some fun battling here, especially with Chris. I mean, Chris is going to be going for the win, and right in front of him, restarting third, is Jason Jackson, who really just wants to finish on the lead lap at this point. So how much will Jason hold up Chris? Can Chris get all the way back to the leader in the 10 car?
Let it pass through. Or I gotta stop.
Oh, Nate, I am gonna let you take over. I gotta do some race control stuff real quick. Please fill in time.
I think it's under green.
All right, so I've got the broadcast, so we can talk about anything we want to talk about here. No rules. Anybody in chat wants to? Rocky's not here. You can say whatever you want.
Came out, and I passed like one too many, and then everybody went in the pits.
No one's got anything to say. That's fine. The lights are off on the pace car here. They're double file. When we get the restart, it'll be 15 laps to go.
Rocky, am I at the back of the line here now, or what
Edward
do I do
Kane
here?
in that Edward Kane Apothecary and Sundries number 10 Pontiac Excitement Grand Prix. He's led a lot of laps here today. Will the outside
Rocky,
go this time,
I'll handle it,
STG?
if we need any more.
I don't know. It's going to be tough. It doesn't seem like the guys restarting the outside have really much to fight with. So I feel a little bit bad right now for Keaton and Brian, those guys on the top side. And I'm looking at those cars on the bottom, especially Chris Pickard. He's going to be moving.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we are back. Sorry about that. You know, that's the treacherous part of doing race control and broadcasting.
Oh, we had fun while you were away.
Oh, good, good. All right, here we go. Pace cars off for what could be the final time. 16 laps left in this. Ed Kane going
Will
for
the black
win.
flag go away when we go green then?
What's your black for, Joe?
Passing under
Green,
caution.
green, green.
Great jump for Ed Kane right
Got
there,
it.
side by side for second place. Jason Jackson trying to work around Keaton for that position, and Chris Pickard didn't get the greatest jump in the world. He's working underneath Brian Traeger.
That he is. Top three gets out on a line. Jason Jackson able to move into second. Keaton Harrelson third. Chris Pickard now underneath Traeger, but Traeger was so tough on the top side. We'll have to look how that goes as Jason Jackson sells it in on the back bumper of Ed Kane.
Top three were able to single file while the cars behind them were double file, so that's why you see that gap as Keaton Harrelson looking at Jason Jackson, not quite able to get to his bumper. As Jason, he doesn't want just the championship, he wants a race win right here.
Yeah, and Keaton Harrelson was all up underneath that 86 machine. I'm sure that had Jason Jackson spooked for a little bit.
Well, Jason drove it really hard on entry getting to Ed, but didn't get a whole lot of an exit out of that. That allows Keaton to move into second place. As
Here-
Brian Traeger still sitting fourth and Chris Pickard running fifth. I wonder if the damage from that netcode incident when he got up into the outside wall, I think that damage might be holding him back.
That could be. I also saw a car up at the top, so he may have gotten the wall again as he's dropped back to the 12th position from his fifth place running spot.
It's wild how you could be leading the race, and next thing you know, you're in the back of the pack, and that's the way it goes sometimes, especially with something as frustrating as netcode. But Ed Kane coming around here, 12 laps to go. He has only a 0.2 of a second lead on Keaton Harrelson.
Yeah, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty as Ed Kane looks for his first Contenders Series win. Keaton Harrelson right there. Jason Jackson also in striking distance. These top three have had a great points or great run all season as coming in. Ed Kane was fourth, Keaton Harrelson fifth, and Jason Jackson second in points. They'll be moving up the points grid at the end of this race, I'm sure.
Yep, Jason Jackson still sitting pretty for the championship. Notice there's no cars around him, nothing in front of him, nothing behind him. That's what you got to do with 10 laps to go to secure that. But the race for the lead, looking real excited. Ed, late Apex Kane floating that car in. He's getting down to the bottom and on exit right now. A whole lot better than he was even at the beginning of this race. He's turned it on, and it's going to be tough to catch him.
Yes, he has. Keaton Harrelson, though, is digging in, driving that 29 car as deep as he can go. Still only 0.2 of a second separate first and second.
You're in his draft, it's pulling you down the straightaway, but you're also in his dirty air, and it's frustrating you in the corner. But that late apex that Ed takes does give Keaton a little bit of clean air on entry, picks up a little bit right there, and keeping up with him on exit. Boy, this is a tight battle in the final 10 laps.
Yeah, it is. Keaton Harrelson came off that corner tight. He is definitely dipping it in a lane lower than Ed Kane, so maybe that clean air helps him rotate and get off. We'll see as we come to the line with 9 laps to go.
Really, really tight battle. You got to think at some point Keaton is going to just shove his nose right underneath Ed, right in the center of the corner. Ed does leave that open. It could make for a really precarious exit for both of them.
Yeah, exactly. If you open up a door, don't expect it to. Oh, as we got one shift, look like Brian Zabeski and Robbie Hartpence. They keep it clean. No caution is out, but it looked like Brian Zabeski might have gotten the wall out of 2. Oh, Keaton Harrelson up the track, looked nose in, but unable to get there.
All eyes on the lead right here. It was very close going into 3. Keaton was almost to Ed's inside, going into that corner, and boy, he about tagged the wall on exit. Keaton driving that car for everything he's worth. If I'm Ed right now, I might be thinking about a defensive line into turn 3.
Exactly. As he saw, he kind of left that outside line open as well, and Keaton poked his head up there. So he is looking for every option to get around the 10 car as we're nearing the end of this one.
7 laps to go, and these top 2 are digging. Ed is driving the wheels off that car. He's got that thing really straight on exit, and when you're digging your exit as well as he is right now, look how good he's getting to the white line on exit out of 2. You're really hard to pass when you can nail your exits.
Yeah, exactly. So we will see how this goes as we have some more shuffling back there in the back. Both cars go up the track a little bit. Keaton now trying to apex that corner right in the tracks of Ed Kane. Looks like may have lost a little bit that time by.
6 laps to go, and they are mirroring lap times, and Ed Kane hopefully isn't looking at his mirror. And there's a caution on the track.
Oh, late caution. See if we can figure out what happened.
I believe it was DJ Kinner. He about ended up in the catch fence there. Got tagged.
No. DJ Kinner fighting for 3rd place in points.
Nice job, guys.
Ends
Well,
up.
that's what Jason Jackson wants to see, right? That was his championship contender.
And we'll try to find that car.
It happens here on lap 94 down the back straightaway. Gets tagged by Zach Markinson, but I don't know if I want to put that one on Zach.
All right, we will go back and take
Lap
a look.
94.
Here we
And do they pit up front is another thing we should we'll be watching out for. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think DJ sort of gate was in the middle 3 wide there. He did give up that top line. Zach put his nose there, and DJ
Robbie,
kind of closed it off a little too late.
Doesn't look too bad.
But DJ ended up on the wall. So will they pit? Ed Kane's dropping down. Is he faking? He is faking. Ed is not pitting.
There should be 1 set of tires left for the field.
Brian Traeger is going to come in here. That's throwing a Hail Mary here. I don't know if that's going to work out for Traeger. He's given up 4th position to come grab his last 4 tires. He's going to come out of pit road probably somewhere between 10th and 12th.
So we just went back and take a look at that. It did look like Marguson caught the wall on that outside line 3 wide and just ended up coming down and hooking DJ.
Yeah, it was a kind of a tough position to be in, I think, for all those cars. It was a little bit awkward how they were all lined up. I think kind of a racing deal there. It was unfortunate to see DJ end up climbing the safer barrier and ends up almost in the catch fence.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, real unfortunate situation there as we near the end of this. That's going to cause a green-white checker here towards the end. We'll have to see if Keaton Harrelson has anything for Ed Kane here at the end.
Yeah, it's going to be a green-white checker, I believe. Would we just have one of those in this series?
That is correct. So could be some strategy in play as well with if the caution comes out before we get the white flag. That'll mean the race is over.
Yeah, Brian Traeger went and got 4 tires. He gave up 4th position. I think he's going to come out around 9th. So that's going to be tough, I think, to make up all those positions.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying the show.
And I do want to say right here, because of the cars that are lapped down and then a couple laps left to go, Jason Jackson. Well, no, let's see. I take that back. Yeah, DJ Kinner's 3 laps down. Jason Jackson has won the championship.
Yeah, and
he has won the championship officially.
DJ appears to have disconnected after the unfortunate end of his race. We hopefully we'll see him soon, and hopefully he's not hurt too bad in the championship purse structure. I know a couple of our top contenders at top are not participating, so he still may be in the running for top 3 money.
Yeah, well, congrats to Jason Jackson. You got nothing to lose. Go for that win. Congrats to him on getting that championship. He probably didn't come in here thinking he had a great shot at it, given how strong Steven Gibson's running. But it's racing, as you know. Anybody can finish last, get caught up in something, and that's what happened to Steven. Unfortunately for him, but fortunately for Jason Jackson, he'll be the championship of the series.
Yeah, exactly. So another first-time champion, Jason Jackson, a veteran of the league, gets his first ever Contender Series championship. So he'll go number 2 on the board to Joe Phillip, who won it last year.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, here we go. I was wrong. Actually, Brian Traeger came out 11th spot. Can he get back to even the 4th spot that he gave up with these new tires? And his tires are only about 10 laps newer. It's going to be really hard for him to, I think, make these passes.
Yeah, but it was really his only option, as he's going for wins rather than anything. So maybe he's going to try to shoot for fresher tires. Is going to be the thing that seals the deal for him.
All right, all eyes on those leaders, Ed Kane, Keaton Harrelson. They put on a show for us these last about 15 laps, and as we go to this green-white checker, it'll be a 2-lap shootout. Unless a caution comes out on that first lap, then the race will be over. This is the only green-white checker. If they get to the white flag, then no matter what, we'll be coming back around to the checker.
Exactly. So all eyes are on this, our first championship race this week. A lot of good racing here this season, and we're getting ready to put a cap on the Contenders Series and send it out with the final winner. Would it be Ed Kane, Keaton Harrelson, Jason Jackson, Alan Wilson, Robbie Hartpence round out the top 5?
Keaton laying back. When he catches up, Ed can wait till he stops and then goes. Let's see what happens. Keaton laying back.
Car is off. Ed Kane's able to take off.
Decent restart for Keaton, though. That's a decent restart.
Yeah, he's able to...
He's got to block Jason on the bottom.
He
blocks him, so he's able to keep second.
He's able to keep that second position. Alan Wilson now challenging from the outside, but he doesn't have the momentum to get around the 86 car. We have a 2-car stretch. We'll see if Keaton Harrelson can drive up there and get the 10 car of Ed Kane here as we go through 3 and 4.
Here. Ed way up the track, and not the time to miss 3 and 4. Keaton is there. He's right at his back bumper. White flag is out. We're coming to the checker. Keaton not quite there. He needs a big run out of 2.
He's looking to the outside, maybe looking to the inside, going into 1. He drives to the back bumper of the 10 car, not able to get there. They keep it clean as they head to the backstretch.
He had a chance to put the bumper to him. He decided not to do a bump and run. Can he do anything in 3 and 4 coming to the checker?
3 and 4, Keaton Harrelson able to drive it in, but he's not going to be able to get there. Ed Kane, as long as he gets through the dogleg, he blanked out.
So close, he's right on his bumper. Ed Kane with the win.
Oh my goodness, Ed blanked out and I lost my stream. We'll have to go back and look at that run to the checkered flag. But great win by Ed Kane taking that one. Jason Jackson is our champion. He finishes 4th.
What a battle there to the end. Ed Kane getting the win. Keaton gave it everything he could, but he didn't do anything dirty. Keaton wasn't going to reckon for it. What a great battle they gave us. Great way to finish the season. And then, congrats to Ed and congrats to Jason on the championship.
I just wished we would have caught the end of that. My internet's the thing that blinked out right at the perfect time. But yes, again, congrats to Ed on that great racing. Nate, give us some final thoughts here as I get everybody corralled. Final thoughts on what you just saw as I corral some people into for interviews.
I thought that was a really fun race, really entertaining. We had some wrecks, we had some surprises. Even Gibson, obviously him getting knocked out was a big moment in this race. Chris looked like he had that. Chris Pickard was probably the fastest car out there. And he got kind of taken out by some netcode, but Ed Kane was consistently at the front of the field. He's able to do what he needed to do. He ran a beautiful line around the track all race. And Jason Jackson just sort of did what he had to do. He was out there staying out of trouble, really methodical, getting up to the front, and was able to get the points he needed to get the championship.
And those two are teammates, so that is a Bomber Racing Alliance one race win as well as a championship win. So great for those guys. We are waiting.
And they're both doing some donuts.
Hey, thanks, Rocky. Great series. Really appreciate all the effort you put in.
We'll wait to talk to our drivers.
Alan Wilson didn't get a lot of a shout out. Obviously, we're watching the race for the win, but he finished 3rd and had a really strong race. Robbie Hartpence was wrecked at one point of this race and came home 5th, so that's a really nice finish.
Let's go down the final results. Unofficial, Ed Kane gets the win. Keaton Harrelson 2nd, Alan Wilson 3rd, Jason Jackson 4th, Robbie Hartpence 5th, Zachary Margison 6th, Brian Zalbeski 7th, Dan Ursel 8th, Billy Davis in 9th, and Larry Bell makes a recovery and ends up in the top 10. Brian Traeger on those new tires ends up 11th. Let's pull in our race winner, Ed Kane.
Here I am. Dun, dun. Rock you like an Edward Kane.
Ed Kane, it's been a while. Congrats on the race win.
Thank you. It was
Hey, thanks, Rocky. It's been an awesome series.
And,
Been great.
you know, I had that little issue with the 2 car. I think it was netcode. That's what I was told. I thought I gave him some room, but, you know, you're in the broadcast room. You tell me. He was
Netcode.
definitely netcode, but I mean, he was, you know, definitely on the longer runs, the class of the field. So I'm sorry that happened to him, but, you know, cautions breed cautions near the end, and you know, I was able to pull it out. I can't be more happy considering it's probably my last Contenders race, and I wanted to go out with a bang, and happy to be here.
Well, yeah,
What's
I know.
your I rating? What's your I rating at now?
I'm about 3,400, so this is probably
nice.
it for me. So I'll cause chaos for others, but not this.
Yeah, with that 400, actually plus 400 point I rating gain, as well as recent wins in the Shake and Bake series, you got quite a bit of a streak for yourself. How are you feeling overall on to the most recent performance?
Oh, I mean, listen, you know, especially the last couple weeks, I've been really, you know, trying to do the best I could, and, you know, trying to definitely go a little bit faster, be a little more aggressive. You know, just like anything else, the more practice you do in these cars, the better you get. And, you know, we have a lot of good drivers in this series, you know, especially Keaton was really fast tonight near the end. He was right on my butt. And, you know, obviously Jason, you know, he won the championship, and I can't be more happier for him. If it's not me, at least it's him. And I can't be happy enough for that. You know, especially after last week where I was leading 29 laps, and, you know, Robbie's engine blew up right before the white flag at Talladega or out of turn 2. You know, I kind of felt like I got robbed out of that one, or at least a shot at one there. So I'm really happy to get this one. And, yeah, what else can I say? I'm just, I'm exhausted, but I'm happy to get one finally in ESS. So.
I got a question, but also Rocky, I wonder if you could show Ed and Chris battling there on lap 74 when the netcode happened. Maybe even Ed could take a look at that. So that's on lap 74. Ed and Chris are 1 and 2. And while Rocky's pulling that up, Ed, you had a different line than most of the guys had out there. You were doing a really late apex. I'm curious about that as Rocky's kind of showing this incident that you had with Chris, and his netcode by like 6 feet. I mean, it's not even close. So, you know, definitely sucks for Chris, but nothing you did wrong there. But yeah, tell me about that late apex line you were doing.
You know, I was running a lot of Homestead ARCA in the Fix series a couple weeks ago, and I finally, I think, picked up on a couple of the drivers there. You know, some of them really you know, I used it in Michigan, Little Ops there, and any other you know, ARCA race I've been trying to utilize that strategy, and it seems to work. I mean, I can tell you the first run, I really cooked my tires. I was definitely overdriving 3 and 4 later in the run. I think my right front tire was 14% at the end of the first run. It was almost gone, but so if it would have went 35, 40 laps near the end there, I'm not really sure what would have happened. But you know, I was trying to, like I said, just do a late entry, late arc, trying to save the tires, just trying not to overcook it. You know, if I got out by a second or 2 lead, you know, I was trying not to stretch it out too much, because I did that the first run, and then Chris just ran me down and passed me like I was standing still. So I was just trying to, you know, go fast, but try and maintain. And, you know, tonight, of course, it always works out where it's, you got to get down to 2 to go. And, you know, we weren't sure if we were going to pit there or not. You know, obviously, there's been a couple races this year in the Contenders Series where, you know, it always comes to 2 or 3 laps to go, and some people don't pit, and it turns into...
You made the right call.
A little bit of a disaster. But, yeah, this time it worked out. And, you know, I thought, you know, going into the white flag, I know Keaton really had a good run on me going out of 4. I was able to, thank God, stymie that a little bit. And, you know, if it was 1 or 2 more laps, I think Keaton probably would have got me. But, you know, we didn't get there, so I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, you got to your bumper, but it was a nice, clean race in there.
Thanks, Nate. Like I said, I'm so happy to be here, and happy for Jason and all the guys at the Bomber Race Alliance. We have so much fun, and can't be thankful enough for you know, Rocky for running this, you know, doing the stream, and you guys doing the stream, and, you know, everyone else. And you know, what can I say? I'm just happy, and I'm gonna enjoy this one tonight.
And
Well,
it's good for your sponsor there, Edward Kane, CPA, the Canadian
Finally
Psychiatric
get
Association.
acknowledgement. That's all
Yep.
it took, a win.
Yep. The Canadian Psychiatric Association that you run, I think, is
Thank
happy
you.
with the win.
Thank you very much.
all right, Ed, I can't thank you enough and congratulate you enough on the win in your run this season. So fantastic to see you move up the charts, the standings day or week after week, and finally get that win under your belt. So again, congrats, and we will be seeing you real soon in the stock car series on Tuesday.
Absolutely. ESS is the best league racing out there. I'm happy to be a part of it and glad to race with you guys.
All right, great. Well, we'll say goodbye to Ed as we move on to talk to our champion, Jason Jackson. Hold on one second. Jason Jackson, you are the 2021 Contender Series champion. Congrats. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, but more importantly, congrats to Ed. I know that's a really good win for him.
Yes, of course. But yes, you have been Mr. Consistent, coming in only 3 points out from the lead. When you saw Steven Gibson get collected in that early instant, did you feel a huge relief, or were you still counting or up on the wheel trying to get every position you could?
I was kind of relieved, but still really nervous because there was still a lot of cars to get by and not have any kind of incidents or anything, so it was still pretty nerve-wracking.
Yeah, tell me about that incident about 30 laps to go. Lawrence, I mean, you're sitting pretty. Looks like you got the championship wrapped up, and Lawrence spun out right above you. Comes down, I don't know, 3 feet behind your back bumper. That could have been the end of it right there.
Yeah, that was a pretty scary moment. I seen him on the outside there, pretty loose, starting down towards me, and I was trying to get down away from him so he wouldn't hit me. Luckily, I kind of
Yeah, it was a nice miss for sure. Did we lose Rocky?
Nope, I'm still here. I was trying to pull it up on the screen as we talked, but was having trouble finding the actual incident. But yeah, real close call. Could have been real affected that finish and been heartbreaking, but you pulled it out. You've been consistent all season. Where do you go to next after this season?
Disney World. Sorry.
I'm going to Hawaii in 2 weeks, so that's where I'm going. So it'll be a nice little vacation.
Rocky, I didn't know the Contender Series had that for a trophy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That definitely is a new thing that I am not paying for. So just everybody knows and clarifies that.
One heck of a prize.
All right, Jason. Go ahead.
Hopefully we just have we move on Tuesday night, I think it is, to Kansas in the B car, and hopefully we have a decent run there with everybody that's in that series. Just kind of get ready and take a break, and you know me, I don't hardly run enough officials to be out of this series. I really like it, so can't wait until it gets started back up.
Sounds
Congrats,
good.
man.
I feel
called
like
it a Terry Labonte style championship. I
Yeah.
feel like that's what is very consistent.
I feel like you're begging to stay in it next season. Usually we promote the champion.
Yeah, that's all right. I can help Ed and all that if I can't be in it next year. But I really like those cars. I've kind of got the hang of them here lately, and to get a win this season and championship is a pretty cool deal.
Well, awesome, man. Well, I can't congratulate you enough, and thank you for racing with us. Any final thoughts or anything before we let you go?
Yeah, I just want to thank you and Nate for doing the broadcast, and then Ed and Robbie and Brandon and Brad and Nick and everybody over on the Bomber side. We work real hard together. You know that, and hopefully more good things to come.
All right, sounds great. Well, we'll let Jason go celebrate his championship victory. Looking back on this season, it's been fun and fantastic. Nate, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, the races I watched have been a lot of fun, and it's been cool to see, kind of a cast of characters running for wins, and like, what are they going to do? How aggressive are they going to be? How do they finish these races? The pit strategy, just kind of all that stuff. It has a different dynamic to it, and it's a really fun series to watch. Really respectful racing, and it's kind of indicative of the stuff that you get from this league. I guess we're calling it ESS, but we're not calling it ESS for long. I think it's changing,
ESR,
right? Its acronym, ESR.
ESR.
The eSpeed League, so it's what you expect out of eSpeed, and this was, I just thought, a fantastic race, top to bottom, championship drama and implications and all that kind of stuff. You can't beat it. Looking forward to future seasons in this, watching future seasons in the series, and looking forward to the season finale too in the stock car series.
Yeah, we need to go ahead with that because you are in contention again for that stock car series championship. Is Nate Jurgenson gonna finally seal the deal Tuesday night and get his first stock car win?
Yeah, I think I'm up by about 6 points or so. So if I can get a top 5, that's what I'm looking for. And there's definitely at least 5 guys in there who can beat you any given week. So just try to stay out of trouble. I think if I don't wreck, I'll be in good shape. But boy, it's hard to stay out of them sometimes. And I think Kansas will be a really interesting track. I haven't run it. I know they've added grip strips to the bottom, and people are talking about you're running the bottom at Kansas now. I'm curious to see, to get that setup that you built out on the track and see where we're running. We running top, we running bottom. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, so here Tuesday night, stock car series on eSpeed Racing. It's gonna be exciting. We'll be broadcasting that one live. I'm not gonna be racing. I'm gonna stay out of that mess. I'm not going to be blamed for costing anybody a championship, but Nathan Jurgenson going for his first stock car series championship win. What has eluded him time after time? No pressure. I am not adding any pressure on you whatsoever.
Yeah, I'll be starting from the back, so it's just missing the wrecks. We'll see what happens.
There you go. And then on Friday night, we wrap up the league season with the short track series at Nashville. Chris Carroll, Agnell Phillip are going to be battling it out for that championship. Close call netcode incident at Iowa last week set Carroll back to second in points as Agnell goes for his first championship. So that's going to be an interesting to see. That one's also going to be broadcasted live here. So lots of fun racing to wrap up the season. And hopefully here shortly, we'll be announcing the plans for the rest of spring here at eSpeed Sports. So lots of good things to come. Any final thoughts, Nathan Jurgenson?
No, just thank you for putting this on, and thanks for everybody that watched the stream and was in chat talking to us.
All right, great. Well, we are going to say goodbye to Nate as we do our closing here at eSpeed. Again, we want to thank you all for watching. Been a fantastic season here in the Contender Series. Make sure if you like what you see here, like, subscribe, either here at Twitch or YouTube. Helps the league out. Anything that we get from that goes back into league, purses, those type of things for our drivers and all that good stuff. You can find us at espeedsport.com. We'll have our race schedules, all our announcements, write-ups on races, everything over there. Come join the Discord. You'll find that in our YouTube links as well as on the website. Great community of great racing and everything. So come check us out there. We really appreciate that. On the YouTube channel out today is our C Open setup tutorial where we go through and build the setup for official C Open this week. Like to go back and say thanks to all of our league competitors. You've all been fantastic. You make this thing a pleasure to run, and I love this hobby more than anything, and I love running this league, and I only do it because we have such a great community at eSpeed Racing League. So on that note, we'll see you Tuesday night. See you next time. Have a good night.